Hello students, let's do ratio and proportion exercise 7a. So we are on page number 96 and question 1 says express each of the given ratios in its simplest form. So a ratio is when you divide one quantity by the other, showing a relationship between the two quantities. So we are dividing 22 by 66 and this division we can show in the form of a fraction, that is 22 by 66. So this is also division, remember that. Now here we are going to reduce it to the smallest term, the lowest form, the simplest form, and for that we have to divide this by a common factor. So think of a common factor which can divide this. I can use 11 to divide both. So let's divide both by 11. So what do we get here? 11 twos are 22 and 11 sixes are 66. So here we've got 2 by 6 which can be reduced further. Both these are divisible by 2. The common factor here is 2. So you can divide both by 2 and now what do we get? 2 ones are 2 and 2 threes are 6. So 1 by 3, and when you put it back in the ratio form it becomes 1:3. So the first answer here is 1:3. Now here what I did is I first divided by 11 and then I divided once more by 2. Now you can take the highest common factor. The highest common factor of 22 and 66 is 22 itself. If you divide both by 22, you will get this number straight away. You will get your answer straight away. Okay, so 22 by 66, if you divide it by its highest common factor, which is 22, you will get your answer straight away. Otherwise, you can break it up like this into different steps and do it. Now the next one, here we have decimal numbers. 1.5 is to 2.5. So first let's put it in the fraction form. So that's 1.5 by 2.5. Now we're going to make both these whole numbers. We're going to change them from decimal numbers to whole numbers. Now, how do we make them whole numbers? The only way to make them whole numbers is if we move the point from here this side, isn't it? If we move it one place to the right, then it becomes 15. Now, how can we move it one place to the right? We can only do it if we multiply it by 10. So let's multiply this by 10. That means we have to multiply this also by 10. So now what do we get? We get, now the point moves one place to the right because we're multiplying it by 10. So here it becomes 15. Similarly, here also the point moves one place to the right, so that becomes 25. So now we have 15 by 25. This let's reduce it to the lowest term. So the common factor here is 5. 5 can divide both these numbers. So now what do we get? 5 threes are 15 and 5 fives are 25. So we get 3 by 5, and when you put it in the form of a ratio, it is 3:5. So this is our answer, 3:5. Question 3. Here we have two mixed numbers. We need to find the ratio of these two mixed numbers, reduce it to the lowest term. So first step, let's convert. So here 4 sixes are 24 plus 1 will be 25. So this is 25 by 4 is 2. Now let's convert this. 2 12s. 12 twos are 24 plus 1 is 25 by 2. Now remember, this ratio is also division. That's why we've put it in the form of a fraction also. Now since we already have fractions here, instead of putting it in the fraction form, let me write it like this. 25 by 4, instead of the ratio, I'm putting a division sign. So that is divided by 25 by 2. So now what does it look like? It looks like division of fractions. So let's do that. 25 by 4. Division becomes multiplication. 25 by 2, we write the reciprocal, 2 by 25. Now we can cancel. I can cancel 25 and 25. I can cancel 2 and 4. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. So here what do I get? 1 by 2. I get 1 by 2, and this, when I write it in the form of a ratio, it is 1:2. So I have got it, I have reduced it to the lowest term, and now I have 1:2. So 1:2 is my answer. Next question, we have 40 kgs and 1 quintal. Now one very important point in ratio is both the units have to be the same. So here it is kg, we'll convert this also to kg. So let's write this question. 40 kg is to, now 1 quintal is equal to 100 kgs. So here let's write 100 kg. So 40 is to 100. So now let's write that as a fraction, 40 by 100. When you write as a ratio, you need not write the units. Now to reduce it to the lowest term, let's divide both by a common term. And the common term here is 10. You can divide both by 10. Okay, so we'll do that first. So dividing both by 10, what do we get now? So 10 fours are 40 and 10 tens are 100. 10 tens are 100. So we've got 4 by 10. Now 4 by 10 is not in the lowest term. That means we can reduce this further. That means we need to divide this further by another common factor, and the common factor here is 2. So divide both by 2, and now what do we get? 2 2s are 4 and 2 5s are 10. 2 by 5. So we've got a fraction 2 by 5 in the ratio form. This becomes 2 is to 5. So let's put this as 2 is to 5. Now here 40 by 100 can also be divided by 20. 20 is the highest common factor. So if you divide it by 20, you will get your answer in a single step. Question 5. 10 paise and 1 rupee. So here again you can see that the units are different. So we have to put them in the same units first. So let's begin. Here we'll write 10 paise. So that will be as it is to. Now 1 rupee has how many paise? 100 paise. So 1 rupee has 100 paise. Now both the units are the same. So you can see paise here and paise here. Now 1 rupee is greater than 10 paise, isn't it? It's always easier to convert the big unit to the small unit. That's why I converted 1 rupee to paise. So here we have 10 paise is to 100 paise. Now the units are the same. We can get our ratio. First step, write as a fraction. 10 by 100 divided by a common factor, and the common factor here is 10. Divide both by 10. And what do you get? Now 10 ones are 10. 1, and here 10 tens are 100. So 1 by 10 is our fraction, and the ratio is 1 is to 10. So this is our ratio, 1 is to 10. Next one, 200 meters and 5 kilometers. So again, can you see that the units are different? Here it is meters and here it's kilometers. Which is the greater unit? Kilometer. So it's easier to convert kilometer to meter. Now in 1 kilometer, you have 1000 meters. So in 5 kilometers, you will have 1000 into 5, which is 5000. 5000 meters. So keeping this in mind, let's do this. So this will be 200 meters is to 5000 meters. So now both the units are the same, both are in meters. Now we can take only the numbers 200 is to 5000. Let's write it as a fraction 200 by 5000. Now both these are going to be reduced to the lowest term. So here let's divide both by 100. We can divide both by 100. So let's do that now. 100 into 2 is 200, isn't it? Now 100 into what is 5000? 100 into 50. So this is 2 by 50. Now can you see 2 by 50 can still be reduced to the lowest term. So let's write 2 by 50 and divide this once again by a common factor. And what is the common factor here? 2. 2 can divide both. So 2 into what is 2? 2 ones are 2 and 2 into 25 is 50. So our fraction is 1 by 25. So our ratio will be 1 is to 25. The answer here is 1 is to 25. Question 7. 3 hours is to 1 day. So here again you can see that the units are different. We have to convert them to same units before we reduce it to the lowest term. Now here hours or day, which is the greater unit? Day is greater, isn't it? So we're going to convert day into hours. So let's write that here now. So this becomes 3 hours is to, in 1 day, how many hours do we have? We have 24 hours. So now can you see both the units are the same. Here we have 3 hours. Here we have 24 hours. The units are the same. Now we can write our numbers without the units. 3 is to 24. Now write it as a fraction. 3 by 24. We can now reduce it to the lowest term by dividing both by a common factor, and the common factor is 3. So now let's do that. 3 ones are 3 and 3 eights are 24. So the fraction is 1 by 8. Our ratio will be 1 is to 8. Question 8. 6 months is to 1 by 3 years. So again the units are different. We have months and years. We are going to convert it to the same unit. Which is the bigger unit? Months or years? Years is bigger, isn't it? So we're going to convert years into months. So let's do that. Now we know that in 1 year we have 12 months. Isn't it? In 1 year we have 12 months. So here in the question it is 1 by 3 years. How many months do we have? So 1 by 3 means let's convert. 3 ones are 3 plus 1 is 4. So in 4 by 3 years, how many months do we have? It will be in 1 year 12. So in 4 by 3 it will be 12 into 4 by 3. So let's multiply 12 into 4 by 3. So this becomes 1. Now here we can cancel. 3 fours are 12. 3 fours are 12, isn't it? Now 4 fours are 16. So that means in 1 by 3 years, we have 16 months. So here now we can write it as 6 months is to 16 months. We have converted 1 by 3 years to months. So now can you see both the units are the same. And now we can remove the unit and write only the numbers. 6 is to 16. Let's write this as a fraction. 6 by 16. We can now reduce it to the lowest term by dividing both by a common factor. And the common factor here is 2. Now 2 into what is 6? 2 threes are 6 and 2 eights are 16. So the fraction is 3 by 8. Our ratio will be 3 is to 8. So this is our answer, 3 is to 8. Next one, here can you see we have 3 mixed numbers. Now the first thing we'll do is we'll convert them all to improper fractions. So 3 ones are 3 plus 1 is 4. So this becomes 4 by 3 is to, let's take the next one, 4 twos are 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 by 4 is to, the next one is 2 twos are 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 by 2. Now since we have 3 fractions here, let's use a different method. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the LCM of the denominators. 3, 4 and 2. So let's find the LCM of the denominators. Now here 3 ones are 3, 4 and 2. Now I'm going to use 2. 1, 2 twos are 4 and 1. And again, I'm going to use 2 here, 1, 1 and 1. So what is my LCM? My LCM will be 3 into 2 into 2. 3 twos are 6, 6 twos are 12. 12 is my LCM. Now see what I'm going to do. I need to work this out carefully. I'm going to take the first fraction here, 4 by 3, and I'm going to multiply this by the LCM 12. Okay, so here I can write this as 12 by 1 or leave it as 12. Now I can cancel. Here I can cancel 3 and 12. 3 fours are 12. So now I can multiply 4 into 4. 4 fours are 16 and I can write my denominator as 1. So I've got 16 by 1. Now I'm going to take the second fraction 9 by 4. So let me write that. So now it is 9 by 4. Again, I'm going to multiply it with the LCM, which is 12. And let me give it the denominator 1. Now cancel whatever you can. I can cancel 4 and 12. 4 threes are 12. So now what do I have? 9 into 3. So that will be 9 threes are 27. So that will be, I can write this as a ratio, 27 by 1. Now let me take the third fraction, that is 5 by 2. So 5 by 2, now multiply this with the LCM, which is 12. Give it the denominator 1. Now cancel. 2 sixes are 12. Now I can multiply 5 into 6. So what do I get? 5 sixes are 30. 30 by 1. Now here 16 by 1 is 16 is to 27 by 1 is 27 is to 30 by 1 is 30. So this is my final answer, which is 16 is to 27 is to 30. Question 2 is a word problem here. Divide 64 centimeter long string into two parts in the ratio 5 is to 3. Okay, so here we are going to divide this into a ratio. So let's begin our statements with what is given. Length of the string is given to us as 64 centimeter, and we have to find the sum of the ratios. That is the first step. The ratio is 5 is to 3. We have to find the sum of the ratios. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. Now we have to find the first part. Remember, two parts. We're going to find the length of two parts. So the first part, the first number is for the first part. The second number is for the second part. So I'm going to take this number 5 and I'm going to divide it by the sum of the ratios, which is 8. The sum of the ratios is 8. I'm going to divide this by 8 and I'm going to multiply this by the length of the string, which is 64 centimeters. So let me tell you that once again. To find the length of the first part, I'm taking the first digit in the ratio and I'm going to divide it by the sum of the ratios 8 and multiply it by the length of the string. So 5 by 8 into 64. I can cancel. 8 8s are 64. Now multiply the numerators. 5 8s are 40. So the first part is 40 centimeters. Now it's easy to find the second part. There are two ways of doing it. One, you just have to minus 64 minus 40. You will get the length of the second part. Or there's another way of doing it just like this. So let's work out this. The second part will be, take the second number, which is 3. 3 by 8, sum of the ratios, into the length of the string, which is 64. Cancel. 8 8s are 64. Now multiply 8 into 3. 8 3s are 24. So we have got our answer. The length of the first part is 40 centimeters and the length of the second part is 24 centimeters. Now when you add up both these, you will get the length of the string, which is 64 centimeters. Next one, rupees 720 is divided between x and y in the ratio 4 is to 5. How many rupees will each get? So this is the amount and it's going to be divided between x and y. So total amount divided is rupees 720. Ratio between x and y given to us is 4 is to 5. Now we have to find the sum of the ratios. Whenever you have a sum like this, you have to always find the sum of the ratios. So 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. Then we are going to find out how much x gets. So remember, the first number is for the first part, that is x, and the second number is for y. So I'm going to take 4 and divide it by the sum of the ratios, which is 9, and multiply this by the total amount, which is 720. So again, 4 is the first part divided by the sum of the ratios into the amount 720. Now cancel. 9 8s are 72. So 9 80s are 720. Now multiply these two. 4 8s are 32. Add the 0. So x gets 320 rupees. Now let's see how much y gets. So remember, the second number is for y. So we start with 5. So 5 by 9, that is the sum of the ratios, into the amount 720. We can cancel. 9 8s are 72, 80s are 720. Now multiply this. 5 into 8 is 40 and 8 add a 0. So 5 into 80 is 400. So the amount is 400. So now we know how much x gets, 320, and y gets 400 rupees. If you add up both, you should get 720 rupees, which is the total amount. Question 4. The angles of a triangle are in the ratio 3:2:7. Find each angle. Okay, so what is the ratios of the angle? The ratio will be 3:2:7. Remember, this is a triangle, so there will be three angles. That's why 3:2:7. Now the sum of the ratios. Let's find the sum of the ratios. 3 plus 2 plus 7. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. So sum of the ratios is 12. Now sum of all angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Remember that when you add up all the angles of a triangle, it will add up to 180 degrees. Now we have to find the first angle. We've been asked to find each angle. The first angle, the first number will be for the first angle, second number for the second angle, third one for the third angle. So let's start with the first one. 3. The number 3 divided by the sum of the ratios, which is 12, and multiply it by the sum of all angles of a triangle, 180 degrees. So now let's do the multiplication. So let me cancel 12 and 180. I can also cancel 3 and 12. Okay, you can do any cancelling. 12 and 180, you can cancel it by 2. You can cancel it by 3. You can cancel it by 6. You can cancel it by 12 also. Let's cancel it by 6 to make it easier for you. 6 2s are 12. Now here 6 3s are 18 and put the 0, so 30. Now I can cancel 2 and 30 again, isn't it? 2 1s are 2 and 2 into 15 is 30. Okay, so now I have nothing more to cancel. I'm going to multiply my numerators. 3 into 15 is 45. Okay, so 15, 3s are 45, denominator is 1. So 45 by 1 is 45. And since we're finding the angle, let's put degree. So the first angle is 45 degrees. Second angle, take the second number, which is 2. 2 by the sum of the angle ratios, that is 12 into 180 degrees. So here we can cancel again. So 12, we can cancel it by 15. 12 into 15 is 180, as we found out here. We found out here, isn't it? 12 into 15. So now let's multiply the numerators. 2 into 15. So 2 into 15 is 30. So the second angle is 30 degrees. Third one, take the third number, which is 7. 7 by the sum of the ratios into 180 degrees. Now let's multiply and cancel here. 12 ones are 12. 12 into 15 is 180. Now let's multiply 15 into 7. Multiply these two. 15 into 7 is 105, and because it's the angle, we put degrees. So now we have found all three angles. First one is 45, next one is 30, and the last one is 105 degrees. When you add up all these angles, you must get 180 degrees. Question 5. A rectangular field is 100 meters by 80 meters. Find the ratio. Now we have to find two ratios. First one is length to its breadth. Okay, we have length and breadth given to us. Then breadth to its perimeter. Perimeter is not given. That means we have to find the perimeter. So first let's write what's given to us. Length of the rectangular field is given to us. That is 100 meters. So here when they say length of a rectangular field is 100 meters by 80 meters, the longer one is the length, okay? And then the breadth of the rectangular field is 80 meters. Now before we find the ratio, let's find the perimeter, and the formula is 2 into length plus breadth. So this will be 2 into length is 100 meters. We're going to add breadth to this. Breadth is 80 meters. So this will be 2 into 100 plus 80 is 180 meters. And 2 into 180. 18 2s are 36. So add the 0, 360 meters. Now we're going to find the ratio of length to its breadth. So length is 100 meters. We already have it. And breadth is 80 meters. So let's find this ratio. So remember, we're going to remove the units and write only the numbers in the form of a fraction, 100 by 80. Let's divide both by 10. A common factor, both by 10. So 10 into what is 100? 10 tens are 100. And here 10 into what is 80? 10 eights are 80. So we have 10 by 8. Now this can be still reduced. This can be reduced by 2. Both are divisible by 2. So let's divide 2 into what is 10. 2 fives are 10 and 2 into what is 8? 2 fours are 8. Now we have 5 by 4. So this is our fraction. When we write it in the form of a ratio, it becomes 5 is to 4. So the ratio of length to breadth is 5 is to 4, which is our final answer. Now let's find the second part of the question, ratio of breadth to its perimeter. So breadth is given to us and breadth is 80 meters. It's already given to us in the question. Now perimeter we just found out is 360 meters. Now it's easy to find the ratio of breadth to its perimeter. That is 80 meters is to 360 meters. Let's write this in the form of a fraction, 80 by 360. Okay, now here again we can divide both by a common factor and let's use 10 as a common factor here. Now 10 into what is 80? 10 into 8 is 80 and 10 into what is 360? 10 into 36. So let's write 36 here. So now I have 8 by 36. Now this can be reduced further. Okay, and the common factor here is 4. I can divide it by 2 also. I can divide it by 4. Let me use 4. Now 4 into what is 8? 4 twos are 8 and 4 into what is 36? 4 nines are 36. So my fraction is 2 by 9. My ratio will be 2 is to 9. So the ratio of breadth to its perimeter is 2 is to 9 and we've got our answer here. Question 6. The sum of three numbers whose ratios are 3 1 by 3 is to 4 1 by 5 is to 6 1 by 8 is 4917. Find the numbers. So we've been given the sum of those three numbers. We've also been given the ratio. Now we have to find what those three numbers are. So let's begin. The sum of three numbers is 4917. We've also been given the ratio between these numbers. 3 1 by 3 is to 4 1 by 5 is to 6 1 by 8. So first step, let's convert these and see what we get. So here 3 threes are 9 plus 1 is 10. So this is 10 by 3 is to, next let's convert it here. 4 fives are 20 plus 1 is 21. So this is 21 by 5 is to, the next one let's convert. 8 6 are 48 plus 1 is 49. So it's 49 by 8. Now to get the ratios of these three fractions, we have to find the LCM of the denominators. So let's do that. Let's find the LCM of 3, 5 and 8. So we can begin with 3. 3 ones are 3. Then bring down 5 and 8. We can go to 5 now and multiply. So 1, 5 ones are 5 and 8. Now continue. We're going to continue the division with 2. Let's take 2. So that will be 1, 1 and 2 fours are 8. Continue again with 2. So that's 1, 1, 2 twos are 4. We need to continue again with 2. So 1, 1 and 1. So what is our LCM? Our LCM is 3 into 5 into 2 into 2 into 2. 3 fives are 15. 15 twos are 30. 30 twos are 60. 60 twos are 120. So our LCM is 120. We're going to find the ratios with the help of this LCM. So we start with the first fraction, that is 10 by 3. So let's write that down. So that's 10 by 3. We multiply this with the LCM, which is 120. Let's cancel. 3 fours are 12. So 3 into 40 is 120. Now multiply these. 1 into 4 is 4. Then we add the two zeros. So that is 400. So we've got 400 there. is to, so here also let's put the ratio. Now let's take the second fraction 21 by 5. So that is 21 by 5 into multiply with the LCM, that is 120. So let's multiply. 5 2s are 10 and there is 2 left here, isn't it? 5 2s are 10, 20, 5 4s are 20. So this is 24. So now we multiply 21 into 24. Let's multiply 21 into 24. 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. Plus, let's add this up. 4, 8 plus 2 is 10, carry 1, 4 plus 1 is 5. So what do we get? 504. Let's write it here. 504 is 2. Now let's take the third fraction, that is 49 by 8, and multiply this by 120. Here 8, we can cancel it. 8 ones are 8. What is remaining? 9, 10, 11, 12. 40 is remaining. 4, 40. So 8 fives are 40. That means 8 into 15 is 120. Now we have to multiply the numerators. 49 into 15. So let's multiply 49 into 15. 5 nines are 45, carry 4. 5 fours are 20, plus 4 is 24. 0, 1 nines are 9, 1 fours are 4, plus 5. 4 plus 9 is 13, carry 1. 3 plus 4 is 7, we get 735. So here let's write is to 735. So this is the ratio between the three numbers. Okay, so we need to know this to find the numbers that we've been asked to find. 400 is to 504 is to 735. Let's continue. The sum of the three numbers is already given to us. The sum of the ratios is what we need to find out. So we're going to add up all the ratios, that is 400 plus 504 plus 735. We're going to add up all these. So let's do that addition here. 400, 504, 735 plus 4 plus 5 is 9, 3. Here 4 plus 5 is 9 plus 7 is 16, 1630. So the sum of the ratios is 1639. Now we are going to find the first number. How do we find the first number? We take the first number in the ratio. And which is the first number in the ratio? 400. So let's take that. So this will be 400 divided by the sum of the ratios. What is the sum of the ratios? 1639, and we multiply it with the sum of the numbers given to us in the question, that is 4917. Okay, now we need to cancel something here, isn't it? Now we can cancel 1639 and 4917. Now how do we do it? 1639, let's multiply it by a number to see whether we get this number. So let's try that. So 1639, let's try multiplying it by 3. Now I took 3 because this number is ending in 7. 3 nines are 27, isn't it? That's why. 3 nines are 27, carry 2. 3 threes are 9, 10, 11, carry 1. 3 6 are 18 plus 1, 19. 3 ones are 3 plus 1, 4. So what do we have here? 4917. So we can cancel 1619 and this, because 1639 into 3 is 4917. So we now just have to multiply the numerators. So here what do we get? 4 threes are 12 and then add the 2 zeros. So the first number is 1200. Let's do the same way for the next one. The second number, take the second number in the ratio, which is 504, divided by 1639, multiply it by 4917. And since we've already done the cancelling here we can straight away do the cancelling. Cancel this and write 3. Now multiply 504 into 3. So 504 into 3. 3 fours are 12, carry 1. 3 zeros are 0, so you put 1 there. 3 fives are 15. So we have our next number, which is 1512. Now let's do the same thing with the third number. The third number is 735 divided by 1639, multiply it by 4917. Since the cancelling has already been done, we just have to do this and write 3 here. Now multiply 735 into 3. 735 into 3. 3 5s are 15, carry 1, 3 3s are 9, plus 1 is 10, carry 1, 3 7s are 21, plus 1, 22. So what do we have here? 2205. So now we have found all three numbers. We have 1200, which is our first number, 1512, which is our second number, 2205, which is our third number. So children, we'll stop with this for now. In our next video, we will continue with the remaining questions. Thank you, children.